Awesome. So we are joined here with one of our clients, and I'm wondering if you could kick us off by telling us your first name, where you live, and what you do.
Yeah, my name is Hemant. I live in Sunnyvale, California, and I've been in finance and business operations throughout my career.
Amazing. Finance business operations. Love it, love it, love it. We're neighbors. I'm giving you a high five over over
All right.
over the bridge. Cool. Awesome. So maybe if you could just talk to us a little bit about Hemant, about what you were doing in your job search before coming to us. So kind of what was happening, what made you think that maybe something wasn't right?
So I was doing a couple of things. One is, definitely applying through the normal or regular channels like LinkedIn or through company referrals and things like that. Uh, but at the same time, I was also trying to do my own consulting thing at the site. So that's how I was approaching it. And the experience on the application process wasn't great because I understand the market is very different now because there's a large pool of very qualified applicants, and the market is such that it's very hard for companies to weed out uh, the resumes in a way that they can really hone in on the right candidates. I know they use automated systems, but I know it's probably not very efficient. So
Mhm.
all in all, it wasn't a great experience because I wasn't getting a lot of leads for my job search.
Gotcha. So if I heard you right, so you weren't getting a ton of interviews, people weren't getting back to you, maybe getting those automated rejection emails from the ATS system.
Yeah.
Yeah, got you. Okay. And how long had you been looking on your own before you hooked up with a call with us?
Yeah, I think I was looking for a good 5 to 6 months
Okay,
before I discovered your services.
cool. Okay, great. And so as you were evaluating different programs, obviously you hopped inside Career Amp, but what made you choose Career Amp versus going with another coach or another type of program?
Yeah, I think one of the things was obviously AJ, your experience at Meta and other companies, and your resume definitely made a difference because I could relate to what you have done in the past. Because I worked with people at your level in the past, so your experience was great. So that gave me some comfort, and you had a pretty good track record, based on what I'd read about the things that you guys have done to help people like me. So I think those things definitely did matter. And the third thing I would say is the pricing was pretty reasonable. It wasn't a killer investment from my perspective, so that worked out as well.
Amazing. Cool. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, so you hopped inside Career Amp, and what would you say was like maybe the first win or just aha moments that you experienced? Maybe not even your biggest one because we have that to celebrate in a second, which is your new role. But what was maybe the first thing that you recognized where you're like, oh, this is it?
Yeah, I think definitely the structure of the process was very clear right from the start. Everything was pretty well documented and with milestones, which gave me an idea about where I am and where I'm supposed to reach at the end of this whole process. So all that was very well structured. The aha moment otherwise was definitely the questionnaires that I had to fill out to understand more about what I really want to do based on what I've done so far, and that gave me some more clarity about my purpose in terms of what I want to do in the future. And there was this standout process
Another assessment.
or
Yeah.
a questionnaire
Yeah.
which gave me some results about the kind of personality I have, which in turn helped me with the interview process as well. Because when you're trying to explain to somebody about yourself, this is definitely helpful to structure that conversation. So that's
Yeah.
definitely an aha moment.
I love that. Yeah, and the standout assessment that we have you do, right? It's so important, just like you mentioned, to be able to talk about yourself in a really unique way, and to preface any of the results or the things that you're going to talk about in an interview with the way
Yeah.
in which you want the interviewer to interpret you. So I'm so glad that you found a benefit in that. So yay, that's great. And it's two more questions here. So the next one is your big win, which is that you landed a job. Would you mind telling us the title of the role and kind of what industry that you're in?
Yeah. So the title of the role is it's a director of FP&A role, and it's at a startup which is into English language learning using AI. So it's
Cool.
an AI-based startup called Elsa, and it's probably a good time to join a startup which has some kind of an AI potential. So I'm excited about that.
100%. Congratulations to you. So
Thank you.
thrilled and excited. Yay, yay, yay. Was there anything in the program in particular beyond the standout and the assessments and things like that that you think helped accelerate this and help you land this job?
Yeah, the resume writing and LinkedIn profile, um, editing was definitely a huge help because I don't know how I would have done that myself without having these professionals, and it just gave me more confidence that I'm doing the right thing when I'm presenting myself to a prospective company.
Yeah.
And the mock interviews definitely help you as well because that gives you an additional confidence when you're going in an interview that you're doing the right things at least in terms of how to appear in an interview and how to approach certain questions, and how to improve the interviewing skill, which is something that you learn over a period of time, right? As you know, it's been a long time since I had interviewed in a in such a structured way, because I didn't really have to spend so much time interviewing. I think the last time I put so much effort was right out of MBA school.
Yeah.
So this was definitely a good learning to relearn some of those skills,
Yeah.
and it just gives you more confidence when you're going to these interviews.
100%, right? You don't have to go through so many interviews and not get offers, because you're actually getting the coaching to help expedite the process to hopefully get an offer.
Yeah.
And you brought up a really great point, which is we spend all of our time in our subject matter expertise, which is FP&A, right? You can do that job with your hand tied behind your back. But the
Right.
interviewing thing, once you lose, you don't do it for a while, it becomes rusty. So I'm so glad that you found value in that too. Okay, last question, Hemant, is if someone's watching this and they're on the fence on whether or not to join Career Amp, what would you tell them and why?
I think a lot of people like me would think about the ROI, right, when you're trying to evaluate these services. But I would say not to think about the ROI just from getting the job offer. That's obviously the ultimate ROI, and that they're catching when you're trying to sign up for something like this. But I think going through this process itself is a huge asset, because these milestones around doing your resume, LinkedIn profiles, uh, approaching the side door process in a certain way, which you would never have done otherwise. At least I would never have done. I'm pretty bad at networking, so that definitely was something which will take me, it gives me these skills which I can apply in the future as well. And the whole process around, knowing yourself is also something which is pretty essential for you to understand when you're thinking about what you want to do next. So I would say these areas are probably more qualitative than quantitative, which you should also think about when you're evaluating a program like this.
Awesome. Amazing. Well, congratulations again, Hemant. We're so thrilled for you. Congrats.
Thank you, Vijay. Yeah.